Let me see something here. Let's check IWM out real quick on the 15 minute. Let's see. Might have a little long opportunity today if you want to take it. Um, and if so, you'd pretty much go ahead and take that long right about now as you're breaking the highs of this first 15 minutes. So let's see. I'm looking at a market headed back into the green or what? That's the question. Told you guys I'm gonna start doing some day trading with y'all more often, right? What's up, April? What's up, 45? Told you guys I'm gonna start doing some day trading with y'all more often. What's up, Anna? Hola, hola. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you with us. So let's take a look real quick here and let's take a look at IWM real quick. Close this for now. By the way, the new version of Oracle X is done. I just haven't sent it out yet. I'll send it out later on this evening. What's that closing target looking like on IWM from where we are right now? So the edge was 56, closing target was 280.65. And that's pretty much, like right about where we closed at yesterday. Right. So now I'm not certain we're getting there today. Right. But let's say you was expecting it to get there maybe around tomorrow or so, right? Let's say that. Let's go from here, 280.65. All right, so that's about 530. Let's get our GAN box right here. About here to here. So about 278. Right about here. Could be a solid intraday target. All right, so kind of like just breaking the highs of last week. So that could be a solid intraday target right there. Morning, Alicia.
Mm. Good morning. What are we talking about? IWM?
Mm-hmm.
Just got the last part. Hey guys.
Uh,
Oh,
take, just taking a potential long on IWM if you wanted it is what I was talking about. And just keep it light, keep it simple. Stick with your keep it light, keep it simple. Stick with your you know, with your rule system that we the rule system works for everything. You know.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm in a long IWM Delta 38. Do I just need to roll it? I haven't reached my target yet.
Well, no. This is a day trade that I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I was saying, we've been talking about. I said I was going to day trade with you guys more often. You know, here we are.
So,
You're welcome.
we're doing day trading, but we're still doing 8 days out, right?
What's that?
8 days out.
Yeah, or either you go either 8 days out or you look for a delta theta balance, meaning at what point is the delta theta bias? Zero.
Got it.
All right, you look for either or. So that pretty much puts you at a perfect position as far as the delta theta bias is concerned.
Last question, and then I think I'll be caught up. What are we seeing in small caps? Is it
Well,
from the chart? Is it from the trading view? Is it from the charts or?
yeah. Um, so like right now, they've actually went from worst to first. Okay, so they went from the worst performer on the day to the best performer on the day. You can see that here. See that? Remember, they were down more than everybody else this morning. Now they're up more than everybody else at the moment. Yeah. So there's that part.
Yes.
Then you have the right now the pivot indicator. We had an edge of 56 and a half. All right, we had an edge of 56 and a half. Closing target 281.09. Um, I set target on the day for half that move. So about 277.90, just about 278, pretty much. Coolio? Everybody good to go on that note?
Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you.
No. The questions work out for everybody as we talked about in the past, right?
Yes, sir.
So these about to start to be those moments, either you here or you not.
Sounds like the old days.
Hey man, I had a lot on my plate, when you think about everything I was doing last year. So, you know, um, day trading was the last thing I was thinking about. But I only day trade anyway when I see something that I really like. So, and I really liked what I was seeing this morning from IWM. Like I said, they went from worst to first. And that's a good sign in most cases, yeah.
That's huge. Um, Cecil's champ.
Hmm. So Phyllis,
I missed my target. I didn't. You said half the target. So what was that?
278. 278. Let's see what can happen here. So far, so good. And service now is also booming this morning, so watch out for that. We know we had a target on service now of 105.70 on service now. So, you know, let's keep that target in mind, yeah? Terrence, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, I saw a notification on the other one that it was up today.
Service now? Clover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked yesterday. I think it was 10% away from the average.
Nice. So maybe by the time you get to work, they'd already paid you out. Imagine getting paid before you go get paid. What y'all think? Is that a good look? Is that a good look, y'all?
So it's happening every day.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is.
That's what I'm hoping.
So go ahead and get paid before you get paid, man. So, yeah, cause this is becoming a pattern with you, sir. Sitting down, yes, sir, sitting down talking to us in the car before you go into work, and then and not doing the trade instead. Yes, sir. That's a pattern. We watching you, man. We got our eyes on you, sir. Mm-hmm.
Focus on what? The wrong thing.
Got him. Goodness. So yeah, the IWM trade is working out well so far. Drop a one in the chat if you took the IWM trade. Who took the IWM trade? Drop a one in the chat. Picked up that IWM. If you're on Twitch, man, drop some rockets in the chat, man. If you know what I'm saying. You took that IWM trade. We kind of recovered from last night, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Yay! Yay! But we caught them. We caught the trade when they were still in the negative. So that's the beautiful thing, you know. So now we took them from in the negative to the positives now, just looking to see if we can get to that target 278. So let's see what we can do, eh? I think the only thing we need is the only thing we need is for this for the yapping man to not, yeah, yeah, we need Yappy to keep his zip today. That's all we need.
Sounds like a new drink. Orange yappy.
Orange Yappuccino. Yeah, so far 276. I think 278 is a reasonable target for the day. Maybe you can take a continuation trade tomorrow, to hit the actual 280, 281, and beyond. But this is solid for now. They start to if you look from like from like a Velez perspective, right? This is your closing range from yesterday right here. Let me map it out for y'all. So look at this area right here. Your closing range from yesterday, from a Velez perspective here. So if you get outside of this box right here, that's going to be even better. And technically, Velez would really only count it really only count this here. But I like to count anything that went sideways into the close. That's what I do. Anything that went sideways into the close. And remember, guys, it's either a big win or a small loss. If we start to see a major pullback, right? You know what to do. So but for right now, this is it's a decent move. Still supported by the previous two candles to the upside. So let her cook. Hola. This? Hmm.
Morning.
Good morning, good morning. So you was on the stream. We was on the stream, right? You got the trade, right?
Good morning. How about you? Jones. Terrence, tell me what the trade was.
Oh, you gonna ask Taylor because I ain't gonna tell you. Okay, I see what you're doing there. That was real smooth. That was real smooth. She went straight for it. I was like, okay, you know what? That you know what, Moji? That should be rewarded.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
I like it. I see what you did there, and
I should, I should be.
well, it should be rewarded by you, Terrence. I mean, she did get slick with it. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not dealing with it today.
Congratulations. At least you could have a cup of coffee. I ain't got nothing until Thursday.
This sounds like a sad life.
But guess what? Inflammation is down. We looking good. You feel me?
Wish I could do that. Like, wish I could. That sounds like a lovely, reward. No inflammation, but it would not be safe for people around me if I just stopped drinking coffee. So, yeah, that sounds like a 12-step program.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I need to come up with some bail money. I stop drinking. No, plans. That'll be the trade.
Don't bring me into this. I'm going on mute. How about that?
It's a good trade. That's why I can't excellent. But let me know what is the trade. So let me
Mm-hmm. Yes. We're in a day trade on IWM.
wish y'all luck. Godspeed.
Oh, goodness. No, I'm laughing because here I go. I want to say it after Terrence already said it, huh?
She already said she could do it.
Well, there's that part too. Now I extra want to say it. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, Stephen. Um, yeah, don't worry, Moji. We got something coming this week. We got something coming this week. We got you.
Thank you.
Hmm. Um. Oh, by the way, guys, I've been working on some new stuff. Let me tell y'all. As soon as we get out of this trade, I'm gonna show y'all some stuff, man. So basically, so the first thing was, you're gonna notice. So for those that wasn't here, if you're subscribed to the Twitch, please go and watch that replay and check out. Please go watch that replay and check out what we did this morning at the Open. Okay, for sure, for sure. Um, if you if you're not subscribed to the Twitch, it's okay. You can listen to the Clubhouse replay. You'll still hear just that early morning breakdown. It starts like right around the time when the market's about to open, like maybe like 10 minutes before the market opens. Either way, um, so there's that part. Then I'm gonna show you guys this other thing I got going, and I want to know y'all opinion on it. Is I may be able to drop I may be able to drop content like that, like just coming with it for you guys. If if it works out, if it plays out that way, this could be very interesting times, guys. Very interesting times. So we're gonna find out. Like this means like I can make all kinds of different content for y'all. Uh, Depends on how y'all feel about this video I'm about to show y'all in a little bit. Like whether or not you feel it's informative, whether or not it's detailed enough, that kind of stuff. We're about to break out of that box. And we're headed towards 277. So let's see what we can do.
Don't still want to trades at this time.
No problem. No problem. No problem. Like I said, it's um, you know how I am. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, right? So I told you guys it was coming. Just need to figure out the timing of it. And today was as good a day as any, right? So here we are. So this candle set another new high. I'm gonna expect it to continue from here. But be wary if it closes back inside of this range here. So if this candle that's closing right now closes back inside the range of this candle here, right? I'm gonna be mindful of that. And that depending on how it closes, um, I might go ahead and cut my position there. We'll see though. We want to close outside of this range here to the upside. That's where we want to close. All right, everybody with me on that? We're just looking for progress. That's what we always talk about, right? Looking for progress.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So not only above the previous candle, but also outside the range. You want both? You want both?
Well, no. That's the same thing. Same thing. Outside the range of that candle, above that candle, it's the same thing. So meaning,
See how close it is now.
yeah, right. I zoomed in for you. That's why I zoomed in. Yeah, so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't want to close inside that range at all. Right. We want to close outside of that range and keep pushing, keep showing the progress. We ain't got time for stalling out. All right.
Nisha, let's go.
Yeah, y'all cooking over there? All right.
Cooking.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. You know what I'm saying?
I do the sous chef thing. I'm not going to do that on the ticket. Nah, you play too much.
Wow. Golly, no break. She's giving you no breaks, my guy, at all.
Okay. Nope.
Uh-huh.
Be bringing those white beans out.
Wow. Wow. No breaks for Terrence this morning.
That's the truth. Fine there,
Hey, listen, man. You know, we just discriminating on the price of that salary. That's all we doing. All right. You know, that's all it is.
He just, he just said, yeah, I ain't focused. I'm focused on something else. So
You did say that, Terrence. You did.
missing all this good
You
money.
did. You said you was gonna say focus on the wrong thing. You said you was gonna say that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the here in the yeah, so 2% away from average, and think if you got the same target, it's like $5 away.
Gotcha. Hey, remember I said it depends on how you close inside this range here. So you see how it's pushing? See that?
I'm doing a lot of charts. I'm looking in the wrong direction.
Right. So
It just turned. Yeah.
so we're gonna watch this very closely here. So here, let me show you something here. Let me put this GAN back on here. Let me move this out of the way. And put this GAN back on here. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. So you're still above 50% of the range, so you're good. Okay. And then you're back above the minus 80, so you're good. You feeling me on that? So that's when I said how you close inside of that range, that's what I'm talking about right there. So if I would have closed strongly inside that range, I'm done. There's nothing that keeps me in that trade. So you see how I'm looking at that, guys? Y'all see how I'm looking at that?
Here, can you put the box back on there? Yeah, leave.
Oh wait. Put the box. You want the box and the GAN?
Yeah. Yeah. So
All right, I got you.
learning right now.
All right, got you.
Keep my training wheels on.
All right, you got it. All right, so there you go. So there's your box and your GAN. So basically, anything above this, and let me actually turn this thing around. Actually, need to reverse it to look like that more than anything. So anything above that 20, that point two, there's gonna be that's gonna be extremely strong. If you stay above the point five, right, that's gonna be moderately strong. So let's say I close below the point two, right? And then I set a new low right here. I'm out of the trade. That's it. That's it. We're done. There's nothing to talk about after that because at the end of the day, um, it's actually showing me that it's giving up strength and exchanging it for weakness. Does that make sense to y'all?
Not right now. You saying that was if it closes below the point two.
The point two, right?
It's giving up.
Right,
Okay.
and then it's giving up strength, and then if it sets a new low, it just traded that strength for weakness.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. So now I'm just keep it really simple on these trades. So now what do I need to see? I need to see us set a new high. All right. That's what I need to see now. I need to see us set a new high. I need to see us hold this minus point two. And you're gonna have this minus point two moving with the price. So let's say we set a new high here, then I move this. here. You understand? Just let it cook.
Mm. Right. Gotta wait until the candle closes completely, though.
Yeah, if you notice, I didn't start talking about that particular part until we were like 2/3 of the candle, 2/3 of the way through the candle. Okay. From worst to first, guys. From worst to first. How amazing is that? Absolutely amazing. You gotta love it. All right, did you guys go with the 8-day contract or did you go with the net zero delta?
I did 8 day.
8-day.
When I'm not supposed to. Yeah.
Excellent. Anisha, what'd you do?
So is it? I did 8 day, but am I also able to go zero delta as well?
Yeah, you could do both if you wanted to. Yeah.
Oh, I did both then.
Yeah.
Chat GPT, the AI helped me.
Okay. What did it say? Talk to me.
No, it told me to go with April 28th and then let me see, the 275.
Okay, nice.
So I don't know if it was right, but that's what it said.
So it ended up being a net zero delta anyway on the 8 days.
I think so.
Gotcha.
And definitely make sense.
Nice. Well, no. Oftentimes you find your net zero delta at the 8 days. But if you ever notice, like for example, I tell you guys go 90 days out, right? But if you were to go and look for a delta theta bias of 5 or better, it's going to take you 90 days out a lot of times. So like basically one works the other, but the question is which one were you looking for, right? Which one did you decide to look for? You went looking for you go looking for the 90 days, no problem. Somebody that's looking for a delta theta bias of 5 may end up on the same expiration. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, but you can look. Basically, it's how you find the contract you're looking for, how you select the contract. All right, new high here. So here's what we're looking like. Like we're looking like this right now. So you see,
Is it a new high until it closes?
yeah, it's still a new high. Still a new high.
Okay.
All right. So a new high is a new high. So basically, you move this up with the price. Yeah, as the price sets a new high, you move this higher. So now look at where your -20 is at now. So if I move this back, your -20 was all the way down here. See that? But now it's protecting you from this portion here. So the higher the price goes, the more you move that 0.2 with it. Keep it really simple. All right. And I don't think I've ever showed you guys this particular strategy before. So, you know, yeah. This is a really easy strategy to use. It's really easy. You don't have to really, like overthink it. Nothing, nothing's there to really force your hand, right? So you can see same thing you had from the last candle, pulling back, pushing towards the lows of this 15-minute candle here. You know, all the things that really kind of made that other candle a little ominous, but you see how it ended up closing to begin, in the end, right? So again, staying above the 0.2, that's strength. All right, staying above the point 0.5, you know, that's not as strong, but once you close below the 0.2, you start to look for that low that's going towards that 50% retracement. Once that happens, you're going to expect the 50% retracement is coming. So then from there, um, you just take your exit. And if you wanted another trade, you can watch the 50% retracement and see if it actually bounces off of that. Anybody with me on that? No.
How are you moving it though?
I'm just grabbing the little dots right here.
But I mean, and this may be elementary, and I don't.
That's okay.
How would you know? Okay, you're moving it to the top of the.
Yeah, to the
Right.
right. So right. So
Okay,
we're starting at this low here, and I'm just moving it towards the high of the day, the high of the day, the high of the day, the high of the day.
got it.
Just keep moving it towards the high of the day. And then that automatically creates a trailing environment for you. It's a trailing environment. Yeah. And I'm gonna play the double fault, but I'm not gonna play the double fault in terms of like two closes is just a close and a low in this particular case. So you close below the -20, then you set a new low towards the 50%. You're out. You can watch the 50% retracement to see if in fact they have something for you there. If not, you know, mind your business. Stay out of these folks' way. All right. And this has actually been beautiful because Service Now has given back those gains. But this was able to maintain those gains that you would have been, losing on Service Now. So that's a good deal. He done almost took a nap in the car, Anisha. You heard him. He was almost asleep.
Uh, so
Gotcha. See, you see this right here, guys? So it's gonna be so look at this right here. And so that's gonna be our first target right there. Closing out above that. And mainly because we haven't had a stalling out yet, right? So you want to see the market stall out sometimes. Maybe one candle to the side that stayed above this 20% would have been really great. But we haven't had not one bit of stalling yet. So as we break this level right here, this is going to be paramount here. Once I break 277, um, you know, any move back below that 20% might be, certainly it for me. But if we just kind of explode, break through there, I'm fine with that as well. Now y'all be sure to keep this under wraps. Now don't be telling nobody we know how to day trade out here because that's not cool. You know what I mean? We don't want them to know. All right. We just some long term investors. We don't know nothing about trading. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm gonna turn this video into a highlight that you guys can check out on YouTube. You know, at some point.
this is almost textbook. Mhm.
Yeah, it's too easy. I'm over here talking about Terrence falling asleep. I'm about to fall asleep. It's just too easy, man. We need some excitement.
Mm, let it stay easy. Nope.
Drop by 20%. I'm joking.
I was about to say I'll let Moji handle you, but she's not in the dream. So.
So far, about 45 minutes in. Notice how we keep wicking off of that most recent high of the day. I think you might end up with a decent break out of that point coming up. So be mindful. Watch for your average profit too. So you know how that goes. Y'all know how that goes, right? So if you hit your average profit before you hit your profit target, you can take action there. Right? Up to you. See, there it is. What was I just saying, right? They kept wicking off at the top of that. So that break was likely coming, and you just broke it just slightly just now, not in a big way. So I don't. If you'll notice that I don't move that every time we set a new high. I only move it when we set a new high that would embody progress, right? So we need some actual. I need to be able to see the wick over the top, meaning like it's up here somewhere, so that I can okay move this up, boom. For some people that didn't know or didn't realize, these are other use cases for Gann retracements and Fibonacci's, guys. These are other use cases for you. Don't let people put you in a box. Um, you have to understand how to use the tools that you have in front of you. And some people try to put everything in these little boxes that's supposed to be, here's how this is done. But you have oscillators out there that are based on the the Fibonacci retracement or just retracement in general, like the Williams percent R, which is what we're using right now. We're using the Williams percent R right now as we speak, but without having an oscillator at the bottom of our chart. We're just using the price levels that it would have been attached to. Pretty simple. And I didn't accidentally hit no buttons on Twitch, did I? Okay, it's still there. Terrence said he's on a 3-stream streak, guys, and he shared that in the chat with y'all. Three-stream streak.
That says it all.
Terrence, Terrence, what you got going on today, Terrence? You know, I see that Terrence is on a mission every day. Y'all notice that?
Sorry.
I said you be on a mission every day. You be over here trying to trigger people. You ain't slick.
And go. Instead, let's go.
Instead, let's go. Right, right. Three-stream streak, and it.
Hey, that's what it's saying. It's not. That's what it's true, but that's what it's there.
It said, "Let's go."
Stop with that.
Yeah, exactly. I know. We know. And with multiple exclamation marks, Alicia. Multiple exclamation marks.
Fine.
All right, y'all. So I want y'all to notice something here. I want y'all to notice that the top of this wick right here is longer than the bottom of this wick right here. I don't like that.
Okay.
Okay. That says that in this particular case, sellers, even though the candle closed in the green and outside of this range, it says to me that, sellers overcame a greater challenge than buyers did in this candle. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there was a greater challenge to price to the upside than to the downside, and sellers were able to, keep price pretty subdued,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I was talking about this 277 here. Now, as long as we stay here, like I was saying, we needed some stalling out, right? So this might be the moment where we stall out a little bit. So let's see. But either way, no, we don't like that at all. Seen that? Saw that just now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's a fresh candle, so we're not concerned. We're not concerned. It's a fresh candle, so we sit back, we watch, we wait. Now, if we set a new high, that's going to give us some even more renewed confidence. So we'll see if we can get to a new high on this candle or not, which will show that although the bears were able to overcome that challenge towards higher prices, that might have exhausted them. Right? That might have been all they had if we can get back to those highs. Yeah. So let's see. Watching, waiting. That is your current job, to watch and to wait. Take a look at the RSI real quick, see where we're at. So we're just below 70 on the RSI right now. We're holding above 60 here. We're above 60 here. That's you can see here, even on the drop, we stayed above 50. Y'all see that? On this drop lower on the 15-minute chart, we stayed above 50 on the RSI. That was a pretty decent sign, and I do like it. So that actually brings some added confidence in to my book here. So I'm just gonna let it play out. Hmm. I want y'all to, I'm gonna take out my time to put together this highlight for a replay for y'all now. So I want y'all to make sure y'all go back and study it and look at it good. Understand, right? Um, Everything I'm showing you guys right now is the reason why, I never have to uh, panic or rush anything or, speed through any decisions, those types of things, right? Um, because you have to just keep it cut and dry. That's all. Just keep it cut and dry and just let it play out how it will. Like right now, you see what's happening right now for a lot of people. This would be the moment they get scared and they run out of the trade right here. And listen, mainly they're running away from the trade because they're seeing profits disappear. Does that make sense to y'all? That's why they're running away. They're like, oh man, I was here, now I'm here. I'm getting out. That's why most people run out of a trade in this instance, in this specific instance I'm talking about, right? Um, Look what ends up being the result. Another bounce back, right? So am I supposed to assume I know where this is going to end, or am I supposed to do my job, right? Which is to wait, watch, and see. Right? That's my job right now. When the candle closes, then I'll have another job. We set a new high and create some progress, then I'll have another job, right? The job that you have to do is created and expanded by what's actually happening in the market. What's actually happening, which means it needs to solidify itself, right? So notice you keep going back above that 20%. Hey, you know, it is what it is. But I'm not going to do the market's job for it. The market decides what that profit looks like in the end. Everybody with me on that? Does that make sense to you guys? The market decides that part, right? And at different points in the trade, I have different jobs. So, like I said, if we set a new high right now, then what's going to be my job? Y'all tell me. What's going to be my job if we set a new high right now? A reasonable high, of course, not just a little tap tap, but a high that creates some progress. What's going to be my job?
Sure, I'm doing. Yeah.
Adjust my GAN. That's my only job. That's it. Isn't that pretty simple? My only job is to adjust the GAN. That's it. Nothing else. And at this point in the trade, at least I know one thing. I know that, if I was to lose, my losses won't be great. But I have a high probability of at least walking away with some bit of a gain. That much is already solidified. Yes? Would y'all say so?
Yes, even for me, and I came in afterwards.
Right. Okay. And I haven't looked at. I have not looked at my. I don't even know what percentage up I'm up right now. Y'all know that? I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't been looking at it this whole time.
But now I understand that because it's all green candles. I mean, let's say it's all green. I mean, it can switch, but
Well, it's
I
just
mean, the last 15, 45, the last hour, basically.
right. But it's just no sign that I should get out. So so for me, like you said, it's all green candles, right? So for me, I'll go open up the portfolio and look at that when I'm like, oh, okay, we might need to close out. So then I'll go over there and wait for the signal that I actually should close the trade, and then I'm done. And whatever I end up with, that's what I end up with. That's it. All right. So when we hit 277, when we get close to that, I'll start to watch the trade at that point to see when we hit 277, I'll start to watch the trade at that point to see if are we hitting that point profit wise that because basically who knows, like 278 might have been the right mark for that profit, right? That we're used to seeing. All right, but it could be 277, so we'll see. Right, and I'm judging that based on what I'm seeing right now from the trade. Right, at least not seeing right now, but what I saw earlier from the trade. But after we close this trade out, though, I do have to take a quick pause. I need to do, um, do a little tiny workout in the background real quick. Okay. So let's see how we close out here. So we went from a rejection of higher prices to a rejection of lower prices that actually um, could have potentially found some sellers below the low of this high candle. So a close below the low of the high candle, right? That's also a signal to close out, isn't it? Right? So we might be getting both of those at the same time, a close below the 20% and a close below the low of the high candle. So that gives us multiple signals. So that's a double fault, is it not? See what I just did there? That's a double fault. And I'm just learning as I go, right? I'm in the trade and I'm learning. Right? I'm in the trade and I'm learning. So the trade is teaching me right now. So what I just realized, and it's hitting me as I'm watching, is okay, cool. This would be a double fault right here as you close below the 20% and below the low of the highest candle. So it's a double fault. And yeah, so we could take our exit if that happens. Um, so I'm gonna start getting ready for my closeout. We'll see. Let's see how she plays. But I don't do anything prematurely, guys. I don't do anything prematurely. 276.17. And this candle is currently exactly at the low. It just popped 1 penny above it, back above the 20% mark. You can start to realize right now, right in this very moment, why we don't make any decisions until it's over, until it shows us that it's done. All right. Well, let it continue. Let freedom reign. Easy trade. Analysis is smooth. Nothing to really worry about there. The close below the low of the high still stands, by the way, guys. So just because this candle set a new low here does not mean that this is the low we're looking for. Everybody understand that? The low of the highest candle still stands. So that's another thing that people let fool them. Like they'll be like, "Oh, should I? I'm gonna take this low now." No, hell no. All right, you close below this and that, you're done. Don't bother waiting for this low right here. If it didn't close down there. All right, don't bother waiting for it. Let's get out the way. All right, another 15 minutes to go. Shout out to Algin for the gifted sub. Who we got here? Massacre Factory. Massacre Factory got the sub today. So, hmm. Give me 1 second, guys. What's going on, Massacre? No, I didn't use a no, I didn't use the screener to find this doc. It's something that we were already looking at. Yeah, I saw it. But
So the bear is trying to take over.
no, something definitely just happened. But you can see it recovered immediately. But that's again, that's why we have our rules, right? So let's say that would have stuck, right? Let's say that would have stuck and it would have just stayed as it was. And it may very well go back down there, right? But let's say it's stuck. Then when it's all said and done, it'll just been a trade that we had to close out as it is. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it is. You saw progress, and then the market, but something definitely just happened though. I don't know what it was, but something definitely just happened. But we don't fret over things, right? Let them play out as they should. That's the name of the game. Right? 6.5 minutes left in the candle. And I would have given it every single bit of that 6 minutes. Do you understand? If you notice, I didn't come off mute like, oh, look at that. Look.
I wasn't going anywhere, but I was like, hey,
Yeah, don't.
all of a sudden. But you confirmed it, so something definitely happened. So
Yeah. I'm not gonna go trying to confirm what happened either. Like some people would have been like, "What was that? Let's go to the news." Hey, listen, you're already in the trade, buddy. You're already in the trade.
check your Twitch, D. There's a question from Masquerade Factory.
No, yeah, I already answered that. I already answered that.
Oh,
Yeah, about the screener, right? That's the one you're talking about.
yes.
Yeah, I answered that one. Okay, so no, we didn't find it from the screener. Oh yeah, no, I'd answered it on Twitch only. That's why I muted on Twitch for a second to answer the question.
Got it.
Again, giving it every bit of these 5 minutes. We don't let the market chase us out of trades. We close them out when we're supposed to and as we're supposed to. So, it's either going to be, like I said, a tremendous gain or, maybe a mediocre one. Maybe maybe it's at least we won moment. Um, but let the market decide that.
For time that it goes back into the box. Okay.
No. Mm-mm. Now this box right here is literally just the range. At the like this is the range that we had going into the close on Friday. So we just needed to get outside of this range. You can see when we got outside of this range, that's when we started to meet some resistance and whatnot, right? So we'll go ahead and set this move it to this new high right here. All right, so you can see, very much so that See very much so that we've certainly moved up our signal for strength. And our signal for strength is almost outside of the box. That part I will point out that does matter, Alicia. Right? That minus 20 is almost outside of the box, and if it can get out of there, that'd be great. If it can't, it is what it is. But if it can, if we've moved so much to the upside that minus 20 makes it outside of the box, then yes, it's going to be a great sign for the market there. Just think of how many people have already been scared out of the market by this point. Just think about that for a second, yeah?
Mhm. That's by design too, isn't it?
No, I mean, when we say by design, what we really mean is the market was looking for people that's willing to sell anyway. That part's by design. But did the market plan to just drop this really quickly so that way they can take, take everybody out? No, that part's not planned.
I was referring to what you said first. So that again, repeat what you just said. Sorry.
Um, by design, for me, it would be like the market needs to find people willing to sell anyway.
Okay.
Right. So that part is by design.
Okay.
Right. But are they doing all of that on purpose just to get people to sell? No. I mean, people already had their orders set. So does that make sense?
I was referring to your first
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah, people already had their orders set. They already said if it does this, then I'm out. They already did that already. Right? Then something happens and the market goes looking for those people that are willing to sell, which usually means that the market wants to buy, right?
Yes.
All right, final 60 seconds. If we close down here, right, as we already stated, I'll be out of the trade at that point. And then we'll see what happens from there, you know? And the market may very well continue to the upside from here. It's very possible. Very possible that the market continues higher from here, but at the end of the day, that's not our business. We have one job right now, and that is to close out this trade. If it closes below that minus 20 and below that previous high there, that's our job. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. Got a reasonable profit here. I don't know about y'all. My profit's reasonable. What about y'all?
Yes, but I have a question because to me it doesn't look like it closed below the low of the candle. It closed below the 20%.
No,
Is that low?
it closed below the low of the candle. This candle right here we're talking about. Right here. So the low of this was 276.17. This closed at 276.14.
I was thinking about the one next to it.
No, remember we said the low of the previous high.
Got it. I
Okay.
remember that.
All right. So that's it. We're done. Trade complete.